Hi, I'm Dana Bristol Smith with Leap to Success. It's my honor to award Jacqueline Reynoso with our I Leap Award. Jacqueline is an inspiring woman who has broken through cultural and gender and education barriers. Today, she's the president and CEO of the National City Chamber of Commerce.
Well, I am first generation Mexican American, so I was the first born here in the United States of America. My parents both immigrated and came in from Mexico. My mom grew up along the border town of Mexicali in a small town called Heber, California, and her family came over as braceros to work in the agricultural fields. My father grew up in Tijuana and his family comes from Guanajuato. So just living through that experience and not having any resources to draw from, or a mentor or an example per se, that could lead the way into college or higher education, or even just resource and social capital building. So that was, I think, a struggle, from the beginning. I was always really driven, and I saw the reality around me. I grew up in National City, and at that time, there was rampant gang wars going on, not just in our community, but really throughout San Diego and throughout the nation. It was during the 80s, and there was, not a direct example in my family of somebody who had followed the course of, maybe the traditional standards of American success of going on to college and, getting your first career. So I really had to kind of start from scratch. Now my role as president and CEO of the National City Chamber of Commerce is truly a dream job. For me, it's a wonderful opportunity to work with so many different sectors of society, from the nonprofit world to corporations to the business community to government, and all working together for one purpose, which is how do we develop and strengthen the communities in which we live in. Having graduated from Berkeley and then Harvard, I really could have gone anywhere, and I recognize that. But for me, again, with my belief that leadership is about love and leadership is about taking action, I felt, where is it that I can make the most impact? Where is it that I can use, the knowledge I've gained, the contacts that I've made along the way to really make a difference? And I felt, there's no better place than home. It's a dream job, and I'm really grateful, for where I'm at right now in my life, and also just having that strong connection to my family. That's really important. Being in the community where my mom still lives and my sisters now live and my brother now lives, and raising my family here. It's, I think, a good balance, and that's something that I strive for personally. And I've been able to do that with my work here. So still meeting my vision of community and economic development and empowering others, but keeping that balance, which is important to me, of family life and spiritual enlightenment. Frankly, it was my mother. My mom has always been a great example for us of a strong, independent woman who has always been very resourceful, has empowered us to think and act for ourselves, has raised us to not strive to look for a husband, but to strive to look for a better life. I think humility is one of the number one qualities that has enabled me to get where I am. Always, being considerate and being mindful of where I am and what my role is, and not taking that for granted. And knowing that, you didn't get to the position where you are, I didn't get there because, of my name or because of my family's history. It's everybody that has influenced me, that has molded me, that has helped me along the way, and that kind of keeps the check on you, right? To say, it's not me alone. I think also collaboration, working with others, extending your hand out for help up, and being an active participant in that. And I've always, believed in engaging others along the way. And that for me has been really beneficial and gratifying, but also I think, has made me a stronger person, because I'm learning from others constantly and taking on from their strengths, and, learning how to see the world through a different lens and a different perspective. We as women, as a minority woman, often face other hardships and other realities that can make it much more difficult for us to succeed. There's still, unfortunately, in our society, exist implicit racism. There's structural and institutional discrimination against women and minorities. And it's a real threat, I think, to the advancement of women. And I don't think that we should stay silent on the issue. I think it's always important for us to raise those really, maybe sometimes heavy-handed issues, because if we don't talk about it, if we don't talk about it amongst ourselves with others, there's no way to address it. So, I encourage women to be aware of that and almost use it as a source of empowerment, other than as a crutch and as a barrier. And for me, probably my proudest moments is when I have spoken and my voice is heard, and I'm in front of an audience and you raise challenging questions. So I encourage more women to do that and to help each other out. We all have a gift. We all have a talent. Finding what that is, honing it, growing it, developing it, and asking others to help you along the way. And being resourceful, just reaching out and asking for help. I mean, we're not born, with the knowledge of the world. We're not born with Google in our minds. But just reaching out to those who we believe care and who can lend a helping hand.